Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A, where we go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. If you have any question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below and I will answer it before the end of the show. Now, I do want to start off by saying we got some really cool videos we filmed this weekend. We did our Tech Out the House videos, which are really cool. I really like them, so hopefully you guys will enjoy them. They'll be in editing for a little bit, probably later this week. We also have the 10 hidden features on the Huawei Mate 20, and we're going to start to get on why you should upgrade from the old devices to the S9 and really flush out all those videos. So yeah, a lot of things coming, and I do want to say one of the biggest things that is coming that I have heard a lot of comments about, and yes, I'm aware, I always look at comments, guys, on my videos, that we will be redoing the intro in the upcoming future. Within the next 2 weeks or so, we are going to be redoing the intro. So just good, simple, clean one is what I'm thinking. Basically, so no one gets all upset and has so many different opinions. Some people love the intro, some people hate it. It's been a division in it, but I just think it's time for a refresh. I know I've been doing that every couple of months now at this point, but until I get it down to what exactly I want, then that's what we're gonna do. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let's get to the mobile news. So the first and foremost is going to be Samsung's new patent on a screen that basically rolls in to the sides and then you expand it into a tablet. So essentially you have a phone this way and then you roll it out, and then the film basically of the screen opens up and gives you a tablet. Now this is one of the coolest patents I have seen for a bendable style display where you have something that rolls out, and so it really gives you a wide view to a screen, and that's a really cool concept to me. I mean, I love the concept behind bendable phones. It makes so much more sense, especially something like this, because you can literally take something the size of a phone and then expand it into a tablet, which is just a really great concept. So when you need a bigger screen, it's perfect. I mean, the main reason why I use my tablet now is like if I'm at an airport or if I want to show something and I don't want to show it on my laptop, that is the only time I really bust out my tablet anymore. I just don't use it as much as I used to. But I will say this, that if my phone turned into a tablet, I would use that feature so much more. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think this is a interesting position of actually doing a phone like this where you have the screen rolled up and then coming out? And yeah, I'm really curious to hear you guys' thoughts on it. I personally do love it. I love this concept of having it. And again, it's just a patent, so it doesn't mean it's going to come true, but bendable screens are coming within the next 5 years. You're going to see probably at least one from every manufacturer within 5 years. I guarantee that. All right, and speaking of new innovations, or bringing back some old innovations, really, Huawei P20 Pro is expected to have not only 3 cameras, but a 40 megapixel sensor. Now this is talking about the sensor. So the reason why that's so important is because basically it's going to rival the old Nokia, which I think was like 42 megapixel sensor. So really huge when it comes to details. And you can basically crop, so it doesn't matter if it doesn't really have a zoom or not, because a 40 megapixel sensor, you can crop that image so far and you'll still have so much detail on there. This will be announced in 2 days, so we're definitely interested to see how this turns out, and we will reach out to Huawei to see if we can get a phone. But this is a really interesting one. Let me know what you guys think. With a 40 megapixel sensor, would you at least want to see a video on a phone like that to see if it really can live up to the hype for that kind of camera? All right. Now, speaking of other phones, HTC has announced their new Desire 12 and 12 Plus. These are entry-level phones, so keep that in mind. And as far as I remember, that they are not confirmed yet for the US, but overall you're talking about a 720p display on, I think, both of them. Yeah, on both of them. MediaTek processors. Not, again, the most outstanding thing, but the more important thing is you're getting a phone for around $200 to possibly to $300, depending on how the range will go, and once it gets to the US. But really good for the price point. I honestly would be interested of reviewing it for $200 for HTC. I think that fits HTC in nowadays, unfortunately, more so. So yeah, I'm curious to see, and I honestly have not used an HTC phone in at least over a year now. So I'd be curious to see how it's done it overall. So yeah. All right, now Apple has also done their own patent applying recently, and basically they have done patents for micro LEDs. Now, this is the technology that Samsung currently is ahead in right now. Now, micro LED is basically the next step of evolution for screens. As we've been learning more and more about micro LEDs, they are better than OLED. They have the same rich blacks that OLEDs do, but do not have screen burn-in like OLEDs do, and they are brighter than OLED. Now, the problem is this is a very, very new technology. So, you know, Samsung hopes to get into TVs by next year. They are going to have it in a TV this year called the Wall, but that TV, you know, isn't going to be in terms of like mass production. It's not there, you know, maybe. I would say they probably won't even sell 1,000, maybe 1,000 for all the rich people in the most rich people in the world, the billionaires. But that's about it. I mean, they're not going to sell much of this TV. However, the big thing is Apple filed these patents in Korea, which is kind of interesting. Like, why would you file them there instead of in the U.S.? Although, of course, that is the area where LG and Samsung live. So, you know, it's a really curious kind of. Everyone's kind of like, why in Korea? What are you planning, Apple? Kind of thing. But it's a really curious thing. You know what it really made me think of? Everyone always talks about like, oh man, wouldn't that be crazy if Apple bought Samsung? Which I've long said that would never happen. I just don't think Samsung's board of directors would sell to Apple. But what would be very interesting, and I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on this, what if they bought LG? That would be really interesting. I mean, you talk about absorbing a different kind of company, but one that has a huge production quality that doesn't live up to Samsung in terms of mass production, but wouldn't be too far behind. That would be very, very interesting. I'm really curious to think how that would go. But yeah, it's very curious that Apple's already trying to do micro LED. Now, micro LED from an Apple like screen wouldn't come till probably 3 years from now on an Apple Watch. Just to give you a timeline. So it's not going to be something that comes like overnight. Again, this is a very, very, very early technology, and it's really expensive right now, which is why you're not seeing it mass produced. So again, future, but not now. All right, now again, it's so funny because we were just talking about this last week or a couple of weeks ago, but really interesting thing just happened, right? Samsung now rumor mill is saying that the Note 9 will have a fingerprint scanner in the display, and I've never stopped saying this. And now the rumors are saying what I told you guys last week, which was I think last week or 2 weeks ago, that basically Samsung is in the period right now where they're deciding on which phone they're going to use. So basically, this has to be decided by the end of April. In order for production. But this is what's happening. Samsung basically has 2 or 3 Notes prototypes available right now. One with a fingerprint scanner, one without. Definitely, that is definitely 2 of them, and little iterations here and there. But that's the options they're looking at. They are going to choose one by the end of April. You know, to providing everything that's in front of them, providing what they want to do. And then they go into production shortly after, basically. So that's the big thing about it. And they plan out, you know, okay, Apple, this is how many screens we can make for you. This is how many screens we can make for ourselves. And, you know, go into everything, batteries, all that kind of stuff. But overall, really what this also is looking at is that, again, something I wanted to tell you guys that it looks like it's going to come true. that it looks like the Note will be coming earlier. It looks like it will be coming out in August of this year, instead of mid-September as it did last year. I think last year it did come out literally September 15th, or around that time frame. But this year, I think it will be coming out late August, I want to say. But we'll have to wait and see. As soon as I know, I'll tell you what I can tell you. All right. Now, another very curious thing is OnePlus phones typically come out end summer around that time frame, even as soon as fall, depending on what we've seen over the past years. But everything is pointing to the OnePlus 6 coming out soon, like really soon, like next month, 2 months at the most, really. But this is even a bigger thing, that the 5T, the OnePlus 5T is no longer for sale, which is very funny because I was honestly thinking about buying it. But yeah, so it's no longer for sale. It is not available. So that is a really big thing overall, because of the fact that, with that being said, it looks like the 6 is imminent. Now, the big thing about the 6 is that I unfortunately will say that, yes, it's going to have the stupid notch, which, by the way, oh my god, will I do a tech rant if the OnePlus 6 has a notch. But yeah, so that's one thing that I'm really kind of like interested to see how it turns out. But overall, it looks like the 6 will be coming out within the next 2 months, definitely, maybe even next month. But it will have a notch, and honestly, to me, that's disappointing. All right, now before I get to the next one, again, when it comes to politics, I will not tolerate talking about politics in the chat, okay? So I'm just going to be talking about what the tech results are. I know people have strong opinions on politics, but again, this chat room is not to discuss politics, or I will remove that one, and if you start spamming it, I will kick you out. So before we get into that, I just wanted to clear that up. So Trump has put new Chinese tariffs in, and what does that mean for the tech industry? Well, that means that we could have more expensive iPhones now coming out. What's going to happen is basically Apple, to import these things, is basically going to have to pay a higher tariff. So basically paying to, get goods from China, from Foxconn. And what that means is that, normally when companies pay a tariff, that pays on to the taxpayers. Companies aren't gonna like it. They're gonna pay it because they have to, but then they're gonna be like, okay, well, this product was $800, now it's $820 because we have to pay a tariff. Things like that. So we could see, which I think would be very bad for Apple in this case. Again, Apple, because they have so much makers from Foxconn, so many parts from it are from Foxconn. So that's the biggest reason. It could have an effect though on Samsung, on LG. Everyone gets parts from China. But the biggest thing about it is that because of this, it's really a big thing for that. So it's a really interesting thing that Apple was hurt by raising their price to $1,000 for this iPhone 10. No doubt about it. However, the biggest thing about it is that since they're having an iPhone 10 and they had so many issues with the price hike, will that mean that now they're going to raise all their prices because of this? It's really interesting. I'm very curious. Do you think Apple will have less sales if they do have that kind of issues, where basically they are now paying more, so now they're raising the prices? I'm very curious what you guys' thoughts are. Would you pay more money for smartphones, or do you think the companies should just take the hit and not pass it on to the consumers? Let me know what you guys think. All right, guys, that was all of the weekly news this week. Now I will start to get to your questions. If you have any questions, again, ask them in the comment section down below, and I will answer them before the end of the show. And every time I say, whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded, you have to drink. Those are the rules. All right, what's up, dude? First like, thank you for that. Are you Mexican? Yes, I am. Hello, coming through nice on the stereo speakers for Dolby. Yeah, I was just paying my niece. 3 years ago, I proposed to my wife. The Facebook thing where it tells you like, hey, you posted this video this long ago. 3 years ago, I proposed to my wife. It's crazy. It's been 3 years already. But yeah, so because of that, I showed my niece the video where I proposed. And I was just, man, these stereo speakers are amazing. So I thought that was a pretty good reminder of it. Samsung X postponed to 2019. I haven't heard any solid evidence of that. I mean, to be honest, this has always been a thing where like they could do what Apple did with the iPhone 10, where they announced it in September, but it didn't come out till what was it, late November. So it could be something like that. Yeah, same thing that Samsung did for the Note Edge as well. They did that same thing. It didn't come out till November, even though it was announced like, I think at that point it was September or August. Can you do a walkthrough with the camera video for people who may not know how to use each mode? I could do that. Yeah, on the S9. Yeah, I am winding down my S9 coverage because I do have I have done over 40 videos, I think, on the S9, and I still have so many other videos to do. Like I want to do 10 hidden features on the LG what the hell is this LG? That's right. My LG V30 had basically issues with the SIM card. So I just realized I just had to send it back in because the SIM card just stopped working. And I know that's a common problem with LG smartphones, but it just stopped working. And so yeah, it was something that had to do issue with that. But so I won't be able to do any more videos on that, but I still want to do the Moto X4 and on the Huawei Mate phone before the new P20 come out. So that's gonna be my goal for tomorrow. But yeah, I will still do it. But yeah, I think we hit over 40 videos with the S9 already, and we still have cases coming in. I still have I think 2 more sets of cases we're gonna do reviews on those. So yeah, still more videos will be coming in. Greens from Chicago, never miss a show. Are all Type-C connectors fast charging? No, they're not actually. You want to make sure that they are the newest Type-C. So I think Type-C is up to 3.2. 3.1 is definitely the minimum you want to go for, but I think 3.2 is better for transferring, and it's just, recommended for charging. I am actually covering these new Anker ones that are called, it's called something Plus, Powerline Plus, I think it's called. And I got some other accessories from Anker that we're going to be checking out too for the S9, like best accessories from Anker for the S9. So yeah, that'll be coming in, I think, 2 days. So yeah, we're going to be checking out that, and that's a great one to go with. Of course, the Samsung one is one to go with. If you have checked out some of my previous videos, if you look at Samsung combo cable, I think on YouTube or on my channel specifically, you should see that one, and I have a link for that one. That one's only like, I think, $11, and it's a really long cable, and it's both micro USB and Type-C, and it fast charges a Samsung one. If you want the fastest charger out though, it is the Razer one. The Razer one is the only one that has Qualcomm Quick Charge 4.0. It's the only cable that I've seen available that has 4.0 and a wall outlet that has 4.0. So that's the fastest one out, period. I'm hearing micro LED for next Apple Watch screen. No, I would say in the next 3 years, but definitely not this year. I doubt next year even. I think it's too soon for next year. I really would bet on 2020 is when it would first be implemented. It's such an early technology. It's so early. I mean, again, guys, I was talking about that kind of technology last year, like when they finally figured that out. And lo and behold, Samsung figured it out for a TV. In a sense, it's not out yet, but it figured it out for a TV in January, but it's not going to be coming out till September, so it's a ways away. Ricky, I thought bendable screens was coming out this year in the fall. Again, as far as I know, that we will have a bendable phone this year. Should I upgrade from my ZTE Max Pro? Should I upgrade? I have a ZT Max Pro. Should I upgrade to a better phone? Well, it depends on what you're looking for. I think there's definitely phones out there with better cameras than that phone. Battery life is obviously really good on that phone. But yeah, speed and camera quality and maybe more features like wireless charging and stuff like that is the reason you would maybe want to upgrade. I was wondering if you can change the background of the wallpaper on Messenger app on the S9 besides the themes on other Galaxies. No, unfortunately, that is one thing they removed from this one. What I think Samsung was thinking to do, and again, this is just from experience with Samsung, I think they were trying to be like iMessage, so they have the white background for that reason. That many pixels on a small sensor would be very noisy unless they're using a filter. Nokia did figure it out, so it's gonna be interesting. That was what that Nokia phone was. I want to say 5 years ago, or 4 years ago at least. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Your video intro is a bit long, especially when you post short vlogs. You don't want to watch a very long intro every time. I'm a big fan of the bendable concept too. Thank you, John, for the feedback. You can change the background on text. I have not found a way to do that except by a theme. So if you do know how to do it in the theme, because I have not found it in settings or anything like that. Granted, I don't use the text messaging app that much. I use Hangouts more, but I'm be curious if you guys found a way to do it. Do you think the Moto G6 series will be announced in April? I do. Yeah, I think so. We've had so many leaks. The thing is Moto kind of did a lot of cutbacks on that stuff, so I don't know what's going to happen there. Hardware announcement by Apple on Tuesday. Yeah, I think, again, I've said from the beginning that iPads, I think, would be the main thing there. I don't think MacBooks will be. I think that's going to be more towards WWDC. And then also, I do not think the iPhone SE will be there. It could be. That could be the surprise thing from Apple, but I think it's more likely a WWDC. But if there is an SE this year, it will be announced either at this event or WWDC. It will not be announced September event. RICKY, the new patent is the X right. Micro SD question. Should I go for 128 or 256? What is the best brand? The best brand in terms of benchmarks and reading and writing is Samsung and then SanDisk. Samsung outperforms everyone when it comes to micro SD cards on consistently getting the highest one. And then followed by SanDisk. Now there is other specialty cards from PNY, from Trident, and not Trident, but all these other brands. The thing about those is, I will say that a lot of them, they say they go faster, but when actually being tested and benchmarked at their cap, they never hit anywhere near it. So I would say Samsung is the first one I would recommend, followed by SanDisk. All my memory cards are one of those, by the way, just so you guys know, all of them are. Now I will say this though, with the micro SD card, should you go for 128 or 256? I still would go 128 personally. I just think for 256, I think it's still overpriced, but it just depends on, either one, I don't think you'll really replace right away. But yeah, I still think I have a 128. Let me see, actually. I have not. I've had the same memory card for about 1.5 years, I want to say now. So let's see. Let's go to storage and see which memory card do I have in here. So yeah, I have a 128 memory card. I have about 69 8 gigs filled. So yeah. Depends on the budget for cards. 128 I use for DSLR. Yep. A lot of talk about the SD cards. Does the S9 have a notification light? Yes, it does. Already have the S9 Plus. Freaking awesome. Congratulations. I hope you like it. What do you like about the S9 Plus? I love the speakers. I said it to my best friend this week when we were filming Tech Out the House. I love this lock screen video. I love it. It's a 4K video, so it looks freaking awesome. And I love this lock screen video, and I love like you can make the text transparent, so it just looks so awesome. I really love that feature. The camera is awesome, definitely. I actually do not shoot with my Pixel anymore. I shoot with this one over the Pixel. So yeah, I will do a video. I know a lot of people have been asking me to do a video like on auto mode versus pro mode, because if you do use pro mode on the Samsung in low light, you are going to get better photos. So I will do a comparison on that one. It's just finding the time to go out at night and take those photos is the biggest thing, because I want to go to, you know, like a mall or like someplace like that where like there's light, signs, and all that kind of stuff that really makes it stand out. Like my wife actually, when I did this video, it's actually at a really nice restaurant that has like an overseeing view of the valley in Los Angeles, and this is like outside of there. So I actually told my wife, hey babe, we're going to a nice dinner, and she's like, why? Because I need to take a video. So yeah. When I use Samsung web browser in night mode and split screen switches back to regular mode, why is that? I honestly have never used Samsung internet browser for about like 4 years now. I just use Chrome. I like the auto sign in for everything on my Chrome browsers. I literally have probably 50 tabs open right now. So yeah, I use Chrome like no other. So I need my autofill from everything Chrome. So that's why I use it. I've never used the Samsung browser. It's weird. Is it only when night mode? Maybe try clearing the data on the app and then trying and see if it works after that. What I like about the S9 Plus is it's better than the iPhone. S9 Plus is a beast. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Everyone drink. This is another review I got to get to. This Ember a mug that keeps my drinks extremely hot. That review is coming. Where the heck is it? What was my last question? Oh, there it goes. I had the S8 Plus, so definitely like the camera, improved camera, yeah. Yes, better. Okay, are you Mexican? Yeah, so I said, again, I am Mexican. Family was from Mexico, came to the US, did the whole, you know, first one to graduate kind of college and all that kind of stuff. How do you assign a personal ringtone in text message on the S9 Plus? I can't find the software. Did that on the S8. It is different. For a text message, I don't know. Can you do that? At least off the top, nothing that I can see that it gives you a way to personalize the text message itself. You can personalize the calls, but I don't know if you can personalize the text message right off the top. Maybe if you use something like Zedge, I know Zedge could assign certain things, so maybe with that. Chinese tariffs don't affect Samsung, so I'm good for next year. At least I don't think they use Chinese parts. They use very little. Every company uses some Chinese parts, but a lot less in comparison. Also, what Samsung could do is Samsung could get the parts from China, import them to Korea, and then import them from Korea to the US and not pay that tariff. So that's a way around it. Legal stuff. How do I use my Galaxy Note 5? We have like so many videos on the Galaxy Note 5 from back in the day. So go ahead and check out, we have an entire playlist for it. We had at least 20 videos for it back then. When using battery banks, if you plug in a wireless charger into it, will you still get quick charge if the battery bank supports quick charge? So if the wireless charger is quick charge, so if I connected, this is my fast charger right here on my desk, right? If I connect a battery bank to this, and then put my phone on here, yes, it will quick charge. If the battery pack supports quick charge and your wireless charger supports quick charge, then it will fast charge. So yes. What is the next question? Hey Ricky, what would it take for Apple to do with their iPhones for you to use them as your daily driver? Very good question. First, I do have it as a daily driver for at least 2 weeks. Well, that's not true. Some phones only 1 week. Apple, I'll usually go as far as 2 weeks, just because it's always like a refresher at first too. But what would it take? Doing everything Apple wouldn't do. Opening everything up. I love customization. Apple doesn't do it. And that's the biggest thing. I like to customize. I like to create my phone the way I want it to. And that's the biggest thing. Plus, I mean, when I say I'm not a fan of the notch, I'm really not a fan of the notch. So I don't like that as well. But, for me, it's not about just, for an iPhone, it's not about just being the best of it. Has to be better than every other phone out there. There's a reason why I voted for the iPhone 8 Plus over the iPhone 10 last year, and that was because of this. Look, if I'm being honest about this phone, I would, with these two, right? Better battery life, better camera, better screen. Why? Then why? That's the thing. I'm not in the Apple ecosystem, so that being the main reason why people stay with Apple, I don't care. I don't have that, so that's the biggest thing. And without the Apple ecosystem, that's the main reason why you stay with it. You forgot about the biggest tech news, Facebook. Please discuss. That is ridiculous that you can give permission for your friend's account. That's bullshit. CNET and another, I think CNET and Daily Tech, let me check it out actually, had both 2 great videos on how to recheck all your settings on Facebook so you can make sure that all of these apps that might have access to your personal information get it taken away. So that is something you should I would recommend everyone do for the Facebook thing. CNET and digital trends, limit what Facebook shares about you, and how to protect your Facebook account and delete your profile. Check out those 2 videos. Those are really some good videos on how to protect yourself if you have a Facebook right now. That was one of the first things I did. So yeah, just make sure you do it as soon as possible, I would say. But yeah, I mean, what do I think about it? I think, yeah, does Facebook need to own up to their stuff? Yes, absolutely. It's going to be interesting how it affects them. I mean, they're a too big to fail company, and people still use Facebook. I don't think that many people. I know, Elon Musk and a lot of high profile people have deleted their Facebook and deleted the company's Facebooks, but I don't know how much of an effect that's going to have, in all honesty. Let's see. Time flies when you're tech in love. That's hilarious. That was alluding to our show Tech and Love that me and my wife did that one time. I love your channel. YouTube Tech is awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Can you do a video on Samsung Knox? Samsung Knox is really only enterprise now. I don't know if you know this, but they completely took Samsung Knox away from the consumer level, I think September of last year. Maybe it was earlier than that. But they took the consumer version of Samsung Knox away, and now just have secure folder for the consumer side. And then for companies, you have Samsung Knox. So since I don't have a company account for Samsung Knox, I can't really show it. Are you planning on doing a full review on the S9 Plus? I already have. It's up on our channel. What exactly was it It was Samsung Galaxy S9 review, the best current smartphone, but for how long? But yes, we have done full review on it already. Let's see. Hi, do you have an iPhone 10? Yes, I do. Right here. Haven't used it in a little bit though. I do always have extra phones laying around. Even a bendable phone over here. Note phone pens are optimized for note screens. Yes. Did someone ask? I think if Apple ate a tariff cost, ecosystem loyalty would increase. I'm not a fan, but I would be a rally point at their base. Yeah, I understand that. How can you use a Note 5 pen with a J7 Prime? You can't. Do you think the Note 8 will release S9's camera features on a new update? No, of course not. They want you to buy the new phone. Why would they give you old stuff? No. I mean, I'm just being honest. No, they're not going to. I can't change the basic ringtone of the S9 to another. What could cause that? I'm not sure. I mean, I did one person personal, but I just always have it on vibrate, so I don't even use ringtones anymore. Yeah, I can change mine. Not sure why you wouldn't be able to. Yep. Let's see. Will the overseas tax affect game consoles present and future? It could affect a lot of companies. I mean, let's face it, China makes a lot of parts for a lot of different companies in tech. So yeah, it could affect. The Galaxy S9 sales are lacking due to lack of noticeable features. That means the Note 9 will definitely have the fingerprint scanner and display. I also think that as well. I think that's why they're going to pick that version of the phone. Any clue on when Android 8.1 is coming to S9? They don't care. They don't. Samsung does not care about the point one kind of configuration. That honestly probably won't come. I don't even think that'll come at all. Honestly, I do not think 8.1 will come at all. I think they're gonna not get it till 9, and then who knows when 9's gonna come out. Do you know when the JBL Extreme 2 speaker is coming out and how much? I don't follow JBL that much, and I know that Extreme 2 speaker is a big one if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Hold on one second. Okay. So it's due this spring for 300. There you go. Any word on an Oreo update for the Note 8? No. We're expecting it, like I said, in April or May, but that's when it is expecting. I don't know where my smartwatch is. I just realized that. Ugh, my PS3 died. Starts then shuts off. Ugh, that looks like sounds like a problem issue, power issue most likely, but I'm not sure. So pissed. It's the old one that plays PS2 games. Oh, that one. Should I upgrade to the PS4 or think I can salvage the data and get it fixed? I think you possibly could salvage the data and get it fixed, but I mean, even like not the one that plays PS2 games, but you can get used PS3s as well. If you really want just that, but yeah, like I think even GameStop still sells PS3 used, but I'm not sure. What is Samsung's share in contacts for? What does it allow others to see? It basically allows others to see, basically like what your information is, in terms of like your number, your date of birth, all that kind of stuff. Whatever you put in for your profile is what they can see, basically. iMessage on Android, they can't or they won't. Oh, they won't. They can. Absolutely they can. They won't. Ever. If Apple were to bring iMessage to Android, Apple's percentage of the world's phones would drop dramatically. That is one of the biggest, if not the biggest reason why people stay with iPhones. If iMessage came to my S9 tomorrow, you would see a dramatic shift in people leaving iPhones. I'm not being over exaggerating. I'm just saying, again, what I talked about earlier. Between these two, better camera, better screen, better battery. iMessage on this? Yes, you would see a dramatic shift. Absolutely. Ricky, is there a way to add your own music to notifications on the Note 8? I can do it on the S8, but the Note 8 doesn't allow. I don't know about notifications. It's a specific file type, so I'm not sure about notifications. But you definitely can do it with ringtones, is any kind of music. But again, what Alex kept saying earlier, use Zedge. That's what I use for notifications and ringtones. They have a lot of them. Or you can always just download, for notifications I would use Edge, but you can download like just regular songs online and then put on your phone and then they're ringtones, you know? Tab S3 and Gear S4 leaks release date? No. Well, Tab S3 has already come out. You're talking about the Tab S4 that would come out to replace it. And the Gear S4 will be coming out with the Note. Again, Samsung was all set to release their tablets at MWC, and then they found out Apple was going to make an announcement in the spring, so they pushed it back. Haven't heard it since then. Do you see government going against Huawei? Thoughts? Again, my biggest thing is I honestly think, and I'm not taking sides here politically, I think the government doing what they're doing to Huawei is to draw attention away, and again, all politicians do this. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. All politicians have been guilty of this. Okay, so whatever you think of politics right now, it's just it's kind of like, look at this company, they're doing bad things, pay attention to this and not other news kind of thing. Here's the thing. Huawei has way more smartphones in the US right now that are on prepaid, that are on, under $300 smartphones. Way more of them than they would sell of the Mate 20, the Mate 20. This will sell less than 100,000 in the US easily. It's not going to be a dramatic game changer to the US. But if this would sell for $600, it would not sell a crazy amount of money. However, they far outsell that in prepaid phones right now in the US. They far outsell it in all these other phones. So, like, blocking them, their flagship, it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme. If you were trying to block them, if you would stop selling all Huawei phones in the US, that would be something interesting. That would mean you really think that they're spying on it. But you cannot tell me, we can't allow them to sell their flagship because they're spying on us, when their prepaid phones are still here. Their $300 phones are still here. Their $400 phones are still here. So what are you really doing? Whoa. When I say a whole bunch of questions loaded, I really do mean a whole bunch of questions loaded. Okay. Hi, this is on Android LG G6, okay? How do I get rid of, I'm guessing, the do not disturb access message? That is probably in your accessibility, I'm guessing. Do not disturb is its own feature, so you turn do not disturb on, make sure that's off. But then also check your accessibility to see if you accidentally pressed anything on in there. When I use Google Maps, it says GPA calibration is medium, and in order to improve it, you have to do the thing. Yes, but I don't know how to do it. Never gets better. Honestly, sometimes it's just not going to get better. I wouldn't worry too much about it unless it really is like you're driving a certain way and it can't tell where you are. That's the only time I really do it. But if it's always medium, who cares, kind of thing. It's like as long as it gets where you're going, that's all that matters. The real question is that really a bedroom? Bedroom. What am I not getting that? Like, are you saying behind me is bedroom? No. But I'm not sure what you mean. Sorry if you've answered this question before, but how do you transfer your secure folder items to your new Samsung phone? Secure folder has its own backup, so you go into secure folder and in settings and you back up your secure folder. Then you can sign in on a new secure folder and then import that way. Do you use a launcher? If so, which one? Yes, I use a launcher, and we will have that video come up because I know that's one that always people want to know what's on your phone kind of thing. So I will have the best features or best apps to get for the Galaxy S9, and that video will be coming out probably Friday, I'm assuming. But yeah, so that video will be coming out. With this one, I always use Nova Launcher. It's the best one. I literally have used it on every single if I'm using a daily driver, one of those phones will have Nova every single time. And it doesn't matter if I have an LG, if I have a Pixel, doesn't matter. Whichever phone I have, I'm going to put Nova on there because Nova's superior. Unless it's a Razer phone, which comes with Nova, which I love them for that. Do you have a how-to video making that really cool 4K lock screen video? I do have a how to make a lock screen video. Yes, I do. That was it. One, it's a hidden feature in our 10 hidden features video. So if you want to see a bunch of hidden features, like, you know, how to turn your screen to grayscale right away, like that, I have that video too. So yeah, lots of hidden features on this phone. We have 20 of them, so make sure to check out that. But I have a smaller video for people that just want a specific feature on how to do a 4K lock screen video, so yes. Even how to text message a 4K video, that's another video. Yo, what is good? I am new and I like to say hello. Hello. Ricky, did you know if you use CM browser, you can download any video? Oh, that's a really cool thing to know, Eric. I usually usually YouTube videos are the only ones I want to download, and I still use TubeMate for that one, but it's always good to have like a backup, so not bad. Do you think Samsung will bump 4K 60 frames per second video longer than 5 minutes? Not on this phone. I think if they do it, unfortunately, they'll do it to the Note 9, not the S9 Plus. I'm just being honest. I'm glad the tech world is having a discussion about consuming data protection. Facebook is a scapegoat, but there's only ones that doing that. Yeah, absolutely. So many people do that. I mean, so many companies do it. Do you know any good portable wireless chargers? Do they even exist? They do exist, but I haven't seen one that really drew my attention, to be honest. Simply for the fact that every portable wireless charger I've seen, I haven't seen a fast one. I will try my best to research that and to buy it and give it away one of these upcoming months. Next month we're giving away a $300 phone though, so we'll see how that goes. A little sneak preview for you guys that stuck around this long. Ricky, Sprint just added Calling Plus on the S9, so you can now use the internet and make phone calls. Do you think Sprint service is going to get 5G soon? First of all, wow, Sprint. I know they took that feature off, I think, when they switched from WiMAX to LTE. But the fact that they just got that back on Android phones, or I don't know if it was on iPhones too, but that's ridiculous. I mean, I've never not had that. I could do it on Verizon, I could do it on AT&T, and I could do it on T-Mobile. So that is crazy. Will Sprint get 5G soon? I think they would get 5G by next year, but honestly, smartphones aren't going to get 5G till next year, so it's irrelevant if anyone gets it this year. Ricky, does the Note 8 work with the Dex Pad? Yes. I heard only the S9 works. No, I mean, it's the same plug. It's literally just a dock, so I don't see why the Note 8 wouldn't work. I have been waiting for the Dex Pad to come out, but I hear it's not coming out till April, so as soon as it comes out, we will test it out and review it. Samsung made wireless charging case, but it's good. It's not good for protection. Yeah, and again, the fact is it wasn't fast, if I remember correctly. Ricky, did you see the way Apple designed their mouse? The charging point is underneath. Oh yeah, that's garbage. Yes, to have a charging point right here instead of in the front where it makes sense is idiotic. Absolutely. It was a poor choice of design. Absolutely. All right. If you had a recommendation for a large power bank, what would you recommend? We just got this really cool Anker one that we're going to test out. My daily use one is not here, but it's a Tilt one. It's called the 7X from Tilt. It has a fast charge Type-C built into it, which can charge my laptop or my phone, so that's really great. But then it also has a separate USB port, so you can plug in like a lightning cable, a Type-C micro, and I love it for that reason. So that's my day-to-day one for that purpose. Let's see. Why my tablet goes directly from a 90 to 96 to 98 when I unplug it when it reaches 100%. Oh, it's called trickle charging. That's one of the differences between plugging in directly and wirelessly charging. When you plug in your phone, it does what's called trickle charging. So it hits 100%, then it goes down, depending on the manufacturer, to 90 or 80%, then it goes back up, down, up, down, up, down. Basically, so that's why, especially iPhones are notorious for this because they go all the way to 80%. But basically, have you ever had your phone just die at 20%? It was like at 20%, it was at 15%, and it just died. That's why. It actually wasn't at 100%. It was trickle charging down. So yeah, manufacturers are trying to lessen that, but again, it also helps with the battery cycle count, so it's a whole thing. Hi, do you have the Note 9? No, I do not have the Note 9, guys. Love that fingerprint scan. How do I clear my secure folder? You can just turn it off and it removes everything, if that's what you mean. You just remove it, and it's in the settings on secure folder to get rid of it. Do you make a fort out of older phones since you have so many? No, honestly, on a lot of these phones, I might have them for like 6 months, but most of them I still have to ship back. Only the ones I buy, like I buy Samsung phones, I buy iPhones, I buy Pixel phones. Those are the ones I buy, but the nice thing about them is all of them have trade-in programs, right? If I have an iPhone 10, I'll trade that in for a cheaper price than the new iPhone. If I have a Pixel, I'll trade that in, cheaper price than the new Pixel. So those I keep and don't do too bad on. Mark Zuckerberg has made enough money from Facebook, he should sell the company. That would be an interesting thought. I don't know if his personality would allow him to do that, to be honest. Show us the Samsung bendable phone. You already have it, the YouTube RICKY, the YouTube Jedi. This is not the phone you're looking for. There is no bendable phone on this desk. Do you know if Samsung... God, I remember that too. Does anyone remember my video on that? I usually do them when the next Star Wars movie comes out, but how you can actually operate your phone by going like this, and I called it how to be a Jedi on your phone. It's a really fun thing to do, especially like parties or just hanging out with friends. Do you know if Samsung will be coming out with a new tablet with an S Pen this year? I have the Tab S3, but I was wondering if they're going to phase them out or focus on completely Note phones. They were going to come out again with a new tablet. They decided to hold back. So yes, they will be coming out with one. I do not know if it will have an S Pen. I assume so. The high-end one will, though. S9 Plus, how do I clear my secure folder? Again, yeah, I put that in there already. Why are my questions ghosted? I don't know. I've seen a lot of questions from you and I've answered them for you. I don't know why they would be ghosted. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Okay. I can see your questions. Yeah, so other people can see it. Ricky, did you hear about the end of Toys R Us? Did you visit the store when you were a kid? I did visit Toys R Us when I was a kid. I would say I wasn't like a Toys R Us kid, as they called it back in the 90s. Like I didn't go there a lot, to be honest, you know. My family provided everything I always wanted, but I really was more into electronics than toys. After, like, I had a lot of wrestlers. Like, I had wrestlers, I had like DC and Marvel characters. I would like make Spider-Man and Batman fight in the ring. Like I had a huge imagination of pay-per-views and all this kind of stuff of wrestling, and I was a kid, and you know, factions and all this kind of stuff. And oh man, I was all into that as a kid. But yeah, I was into those toys, but as soon as I phased out of those toys, got through the Power Ranger phase, I found my Dragon Dagger the other day. That's awesome. It's funny, I would show that, I would find it and show it in the video, but of course then it would be green screened out. But yeah, that's really, it's awesome. But that's what I was into. So yeah, it's sad, you know, Toys R Us falls in line to Circuit City, to Sam Goody, to Blockbuster. It falls to all those that we used to have and now we don't have anymore. So it's kind of crazy. Save On. I used to work at Save On when I was 15. So let's see. Sometimes Ricky missed this question. Just ask again. Yeah, absolutely. If I didn't, I have answered a few of your questions, but if I don't, ask it again. It's only if it's inappropriate that I won't answer, obviously. Will Samsung Galaxy get a quad DAC? What about larger battery? Can you please let me know? I want both. I don't think that they really are concerned with a quad DAC, to be honest. LG is the only one playing in that game, and they don't sell well. So honestly, I don't think that would happen. I think they're more interested of upping Bluetooth 5.0. However, what about a larger battery? Yeah, I do think that Samsung needs a larger battery for the Note 9, which then will go to the S series next year. Samsung Galaxy phones have so many useful hidden features. Why don't they advertise them? Don't know. But I don't want them to advertise them because then I don't make the videos. So, I've been an iPhone user since Gen 1. Awesome. Feel free when I decided to get the S9 Plus. I don't care about FaceTime and iMessage. Yeah, and that's the real reason why people stay, to be honest. Why can't Samsung make an iMessage competitor? That's a great question, and here's the funny part. They had one. I think it was since the S2. They had a instant messenger. It was, in my opinion, far better than iMessage for a long time, and it was called Chat On. Chat On died around the S4 or S5 because no one used it. Now here's the problem. They didn't make it their default text messaging app, which they should have. It was preloaded on like phones like the S3 and S4. It was preloaded on it, but everyone just got rid of it. So yeah, they had one. It can't be Samsung though. It has to be Google. Google needs to make a instant messaging competitor by default on all Android phones, and that's it. And that would rival Apple so much if they did that. They have the answer, they just never have done it. Google, hire me. I will fix your problem. I will wipe iOS out of the map if you just let me use the tools. Unlock S9 Plus missing Wi-Fi assisted calling. Why? I'm not missing it. I have Wi-Fi assisted calling. Where is it though? But mine appears all the time. It is not on the top. Huh. Can you get to it in settings on your phone? Yeah, so right here, my Wi-Fi is turned off right now, but if you go under the phone app and then go into call settings, you go a little bit down under ringtones and keypad, you have Wi-Fi calling right there. So I have the unlocked version, so that's the same one. S9 Plus, how do I reset my secure folder? Again, go into settings and it's in there. In the secure folder, go into secure folder, go into settings, and then it's right in there. Is there going to be a Google Android iMessage system that is going to create themselves? They had it, Hangouts. Then they stopped updating it. So yeah, Hangouts was basically iMessage and FaceTime all in one app. In my opinion, it was way superior, especially to FaceTime, because it was encrypted, which FaceTime hasn't been until only recently. And it was so much better because you could hang out with multiple people instead of just one-on-one time. So yeah. But yeah, that's what they did. If FaceTime come to Android, what will happen? A lot of iPhone users would leave. Although FaceTime isn't as big as iMessage. iMessage is the key. Unlocked phones are bad for Wi-Fi calling. You may have to talk with T-Mobile. Mine has had no issues with Wi-Fi calling, and I have the unlocked version. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Everyone drink. Most of their phones are low-end prepaid companies. Wait, what were we talking about in that? Hi, do you have the Note 9? No, I don't. Apple doesn't lead in hardware, so they rely on their apps. Yeah, absolutely. Their ecosystem is what keeps customers, not their hardware. With V as my carrier. Oh, Verizon? I purchased the unlocked S9 Plus from Best Buy to avoid Verizon's bloatware, and it's missing Wi-Fi assistant calling. Why? That I don't know. I mean, again, I have an unlocked S9 Plus on T-Mobile, and I have Wi-Fi calling, no problem. I'm not sure if it could be a Verizon thing. I find it funny how tech enthusiasts praise stock Android, however, the top Android maker is the furthest away from it. That's funny because that's the same thing. I actually agree with that statement because I don't praise stock Android on my Pixel. I much prefer Samsung skin over Pixels. But yeah, you have the Android purists that prefer it, which again, to each their own. Some people love iOS, some people love Samsung's version, some people love OnePlus's version, some people like Pixel's version. It depends on whatever you care for. So that's just how I see it. Hi Ricky, do you have a 4K lock screen video on your site? Yeah, it's on my channel, not on my website. It is on my channel. I have to update my website to have the S9 videos because I don't think they're there yet. Are you going to watch the new Pacific Rim movie? Yeah, I actually have the review on my channel right now. I watched the Pacific Rim movie. I have the review for it on my channel right now. It came out on Thursday night, I believe. What? Next month giveaway $300 phone? Can't wait to enter. Yep, it's going to be an awesome one. Everything Apple Pro says micro LED next Apple Watch. I know what they say, and I'm pretty sure they're wrong. But we'll see. What is good YouTube converting app for Android? A good YouTube converting app. I use TubeMate, which is one that I recommend finding the older version though. It was on someone asked about it from me on Twitter. I think it was like 2.4 version, and I don't like the new one, which is 3.0. It has issues, so I use the older version. But I can get 4K videos off of that, no problem. Why pics and videos cannot be on SD card under a secure folder? Because the secure folder has a 256-bit encryption on there, so it can't provide that encryption on the SD card. Whoa. Questions in low just jumped. Why can't the Note 8 have grayscale on at the same time as one-handed mode? Because they just limit certain things. I don't know. I don't know why they don't do it, but yeah, certain features just can't be done at the same time. What do you think about issue Apple has with wireless charging damaging the battery on the iPhone 10? I haven't heard about that actually. I've not heard about the wireless charging damaging the battery on the iPhone 10. That would be a really bad issue to have when other companies have had wireless charging since what, 2011? I mean, that would be really bad if they can't get wireless charging right by now. How long will it take for the Samsung to fix the touchscreen issues? I think it will take a little while. I mean, it seems to be a software issue, so it just needs for them to push out an update, but I don't know how long it'll take. Just return your S9 Plus for a new one. They will honor returns. Yeah, they are honoring returns for switching it over. The rant vid you did was hilarious. Maybe you could do like 1 month or so. Love the S9 vids. Very informative. Thanks. Which rant video are you talking about? I mean, I do a lot of... I love doing rant videos. They're one of my favorite ones to do. Because as soon as I'm pissed off about something, I'm like, I have to do a video about this. And just like, I'll literally rant. It's not scripted. I'll just rant because I'm so pissed off about that topic. Toys R Us is overpriced. They can't compare with Amazon. Yep, the Amazon's what got Toys R Us out of business, definitely. Amazon, Target, Walmart, those three. I mostly bought Hot Wheels at Toys R Us and then went to video games and real cars. Yep, that's a nice progression. I heard Toys R Us are only going to sell stuff online now. Oh, that would be interesting to kind of keep the brand alive. Have you seen the preview for the Power Rangers Broken Grid? The evil version of Tommy with both green and white Ranger now. Yes, actually, so if you haven't heard about it, that basically it's an alternate universe. I actually know the backstory behind the comic. It's an alternate universe where the Tommy Oliver of that universe, sorry guys, just he asked the question. Tommy Oliver of that universe actually led and they defeated Lord Zed, the Machine King, and all those people, and then he ruled over everyone, basically. And now he's like, oh, there's different universes out there, different multiverse out there. We're gonna rule them all. That's what it is. But yeah, and his power was the combination of the Dragon Zord from the green and the Tiger Zord from the white, and it was basically combined his power into it. So it was a really cool concept, kind of, if you think about it. Got it from like Injustice from DC. But yeah, you're ruling one universe and you want to go to other universes and rule there too. That's the whole concept. I was a Toys R Us kid and I used to get my Nintendo and Sega Genesis games there. I'm right there with you. Said the owner was passed away as well. Oh, I didn't hear about that. I agree. I remember chat on the S5, never used it, not once. LOL. There you go. So some people remember it. What happened to Yahoo Messenger? I haven't used Yahoo Messenger since I think the early 2000s, so I don't know. What is so good about iPhone messages? It's an experience. I don't know. No, it's honestly just the fact that for one, instant messaging, you can see when people text. It's the advantage of instant messaging. You can send bigger files than you can via text messages. So those are the main two reasons I would say, and those are big enough. Wi-Fi calling works on the Exynos version unlocked in Australia. I don't know. Your unlocked is from Samsung. Mine is from Best Buy. Mine does not have Wi-Fi assistant. I know it's from. I would be very interested to see if the file. Here, actually, we'll find out right now. Go under settings. About phone. What is your model number? Mine is G965U1. I would be surprised if Best Buy sold a different version of the unlocked phone. Let me know. Hi, is it true that Apple updates their phones worse so people can buy the newest phone? In a way, you can say that. Just because they were upgrading the battery. Now they're saying it was to maintain battery integrity, but it slowed down the phone. But I don't think they intentionally do it, although that's debatable. Low-end companies were talking about Huawei phones in the US on many companies. I'm not sure what you mean by that. This is where Bixby is great. All you need to do is hold down the button and say ask Wi-Fi calling, and it sends you directly there. Oh, you can just say Wi-Fi calling and it might pop up. So yeah, do that. Really, Toys R Us is closing down? Why? Because everyone was buying their toys from Amazon, from Walmart, and from Target, basically. Why no Mate 10 Pro review? I have a Mate 10 Pro review. That's up. That's been out. Do you think people will change from the S9 Plus when they see the new phones coming later this year? And Samsung said the first one to be entered the rings. Enter the ring. Yeah. Well, some people always upgrade. Like I upgrade like phones like crazy, obviously. But some people do upgrade 2 phones a year. Some people upgrade 1 phone a year. It just really depends. Any word on Oreo release date on carriers, AT&T, Verizon, etc.? For which phone? For the S8 that is rolling out currently, AT&T is rolling it out. I don't know about Verizon. And for the Note, probably won't get released till a little bit later. Yeah, so I just saw you have the same model number as me, so we have the same unlocked phone. Even though you got it from Best Buy, there should be no difference in the unlocked in the phone model. But again, it could be the carrier stops it. Yeah. Is there any way around Messenger app for Facebook messages? No. What I actually do is my secondary phone will be the only one to have Facebook Messenger on there, and my primary phone will not have Facebook Messenger on there. That way I can not have Messenger on one phone. iMessage is good for the Hype and Flex. Yeah. I missed your response to my question. Why can't I get the Note 8 to have grayscale at the same time as one-handed mode? It's because of the fact that they just don't allow certain features basically. You can't quickly get to it because you're trying to quickly get to another one. So what they do is it's just like, oh, you can't do these features if these features are on. It's just something Samsung does. I bought my Best Buy unlocked version and I have it. So yeah, someone else bought his unlocked one at Best Buy and he has Wi-Fi calling. So I think it's pretty much confirming that just by process of elimination that it would be Verizon doing something. Oreo is on every Galaxy S8 model. Only unlocked left is coming soon. Hi, Enrique. Dude's watching me apparently. What do you hate the most about the S9 Plus? What do I hate the most? The battery's fine, but after having the Huawei Mate 10 Pro, I still want a 4,000 milliamp battery. That's the thing I would really want more. But I don't know if I hate that. I just wish it had a better one. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything I really hate about it. That would probably be my one thing now. No S Pen. I mean, that's another thing. What do you think about people getting microchips in their hands? I think that's really interesting that is happening. I don't know if I would ever plug in like that, like where something electronics is inside of you, other than maybe like a pacemaker or something to keep you alive. But yeah, I don't know if I would ever volunteer for that kind of stuff. I think it's not me. Facebook Lite is good for messages on Facebook without Messenger. Oh, there you go. Hey, I might download that. That's actually pretty cool. Do you remember Circuit City? Did you ever shop there? Not only do I remember Circuit City, I used to work there. I actually got up to being a manager there while I was going to college. So yeah, I left about, I think, 2 years before they closed down. And it wasn't because of them. It was just because that store was turning bad really quickly, and the store manager didn't know what he was doing, and then he was bringing in the guy that he thought was good, and I had worked with him in a previous job, and he was horrible. So yeah. Is the S8 a Best Buy? Is the S8 a better buy than the 5T? No, I would personally buy the 5T over the S8 at this point, but it depends on you. I mean, it just, yeah. Alright guys, I think we're going to call that a show. Thank you guys always so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you give a like, thumbs up before you head out. And again, some new content coming out this week. Must-have apps for the S9. And yeah, just some really cool ones. The Tech Out the House ones are coming out. And we have an entire new series as well coming next weekend. So lots of new stuff coming out. Thank you guys always so much for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.